Warning, this video contains the spoilers for the upcoming game Knight's Blade. If you do not want to see the spoilers, turn away now. Alright guys, so welcome back to a new video, and in this video we'll be testing out the beta version of Knight's Blade. So yeah, I am very happy to test this game out as a developer and as a gamer as well, because this is going to be like the first actual playthrough of which the game will be running properly. I want to remind you again that this is not going to be the final version of the game, but a beta version, an early access version that will be watch me as I play Knight's Blade and give you a complete walkthrough of the beginning of the game. You are greeted with this wonderful menu screen from which you can start the game by clicking on the new game button with your mouse. When you click on this button here, a new game is started and the story plays out. Once upon a time, a king sent one of his best knights to defeat the Slime King. Unfortunately, the Slime King proved to be too much powerful for the knight to handle, and the knight perished in the battle. The disgruntled monarch put out a reward for whoever that brings the Knight's Blade back to him, and still stands today. The Knight's Blade. A swordsman, along with his friend Adus, the mace, Rudin, the archer, go on an adventure to cover the Knight's Blade. This is the story of their adventures and how it went terribly wrong. The game starts off with the hero in his room on his bed, lying and reflecting back on his actions, on whether or not he did the right thing running away from the battle. Alright guys, how was that voiceover? I'm not going to do any voiceover like that because it just takes so much time to create one. I am just going to freestyle this thing now. Okay. So what really happened was that I had recorded the gameplay footage before with my voiceover in it while I was playing the game. However, the microphone decided to screw up at the last minute and not just record it. Yeah, it just decided to not record it. So anyways, here we are in KB. You can move around with the mouse button. You can click around and it will automatically move to your clicked location. So that's awesome. You can also move around, use the WASD keys, and if you hold down shift, if you hold down space, you can sprint, you can run fast. Tell me that's not amazing. You may see that there are two buttons on the bottom corner of the screen. They do different actions. For example, this button over here is the inventory button that shows the current items you are holding as well as the current quests that you have activated. In order to track the quest, first select the quest and then click on the track button. Doing so will pop up a quest tracking panel on the top right of the screen that will show you your quest progress. Remove this panel. To remove this panel, simply go back to the quest tab and click on the track button. The quest panel will now be removed. On the bottom right of the screen, you can place on the portrait of the character over here and view your equipment as well as health, stamina, and the amount of skill points you have from leveling up. This is an action RPG game, so anytime you gain experience, you level up, gaining some skill points. The skill points can now then be used to upgrade your health and stamina. Upgrading the health allows you to take more damage, meanwhile upgrading your stamina allows you to become more agile and hit more targets. Basically, fighting for longer periods of time before resting. When you're done experimenting with the controls, go ahead and talk with other people in the world. There are different NPCs in the world, and when you approach them, you will see a dialogue icon lit up. The dialogue icon will lit up when you can speak to a person. When the dialogue icon pops up, you can simply press the E button or interact button, however you have mapped it, to talk to the person or use any item that may have been lying on the ground. For now, speak to the dealer and check his deals. The first health potion and stamina potion is free because the player had given an order for it. So the order is ready and the player may pick up his free health and stamina potion. Next up, he will have to pick up a leather chest piece from the blacksmith. He had also ordered this before and is now going to pick it up. Like I said again, you place on the blacksmith. When the dialog icons appears, talk to him and click on the upgrade equipment button. Once you do that, the upgrade panel opens up and you can upgrade your equipment, provided you have enough gold and funds to upgrade it. Simply upgrade your chest piece, which should be for free because you are just picking up and the payment has been done before. Once you're done, simply go to the inn and climb on the stairs over here. In Knight's Blade, progress is saved only when you sleep on a bed. To sleep on a bed, simply go to a bed, press on the interact button and click on yes to sleep on the bed, provided you have the rent to sleep on the bed. Once you sleep, about 6 hours will pass from your current time. You can see the amount of gold you have as well as the current time inside the inventory. So right now we have 1 skill points that we can use to upgrade. I recommend putting 1 skill point in stamina. So before we head out, it is advisable to go to the guild and talk to the guild master to get 1 job. This job will be a source of income. For any future upgrades that you will be needing requires gold, as well as sleeping at the inn requires gold. So you need to do a job in order to earn that gold. In order to get a job, simply tell the guild master that you are looking for a job and accept his job request. The guild master will now show what targets you need to eliminate in order to complete the job. You can also talk to the guild mistress. It is advisable not to go to adventures at night because it is very dangerous. You cannot see where you are going and you may find a combat situation where you do. The current quest requires you to slay some slimes. So go ahead and approach a slime to initiate a combat sequence. The combat system of Knight's Blade is actually very unique. You can see that each player has a stamina. The player has a stamina. The enemy has a stamina. Whenever you attack. So if you attack with a higher stamina than your enemy, then you will inflict damage upon the enemy. But if you attack with a lower stamina, then the enemy will damage. So you need to be smart about how much stamina you use while attacking and while defending. Because if you do not have any stamina left, then you will be forced to defend and possibly take on all the damage of the enemy. When you win, you are greeted with a win screen, victory screen, and you can press on the button to return back. Continue on your adventure and get rid of all the remaining slimes that are in the area. Once you're done with your first quest, you can now talk to the engineer to rebuild the bridge. You need to make sure that you submit the quest to the guild master because the engineer will not start his work unless you verify with the guild master and you receive your rewards. There is also a second engineer before the second bridge, so talk to him and he will give you some quests information. Simply get a quest from the guild master to clear this area, and once you clear this area, you will be able to tell the engineer to go and rebuild the bridge and then continue on your adventures. Once you are done clearing the area from the slimes, you can then return back to the guild master and then simply go and talk to the guild master and verify your quests. Once you do that, you will now be able to talk with the engineer and get the second build. You should also sell all the loot that you get from slaying monsters. Simply talk to the guild mistress over here and click on the sell button, select the item you want to sell and hit the confirm. Using the gold you earn, you can use that gold to upgrade your... Once you liberate up to the third bridge, you can now start on your real adventure. The first adventure is to clear the slimes in front of the mana cave. At this point, you will encounter a new type of enemy. Bats. They don't have a lot of health, but they do have a lot of stamina because they are agile and they are flying creatures. So it is difficult to get a hit on them, but once you get a single hit, this should be out of service. Once you're done clearing the entrance of the mana cave, you can now go ahead and talk to the train conductor to open up the railway service. In order to use the railway service, you need to first clear all the slimes that are blocking the rail. Gate blocking your access into the railway, so simply talk to the conductor or the train master and have the gate unlocked. To complete this quest, you will receive a free train pass that you can use to travel to and from the mana cave. The mana cave is a very dark cave with no lights inside, So it can be in many occasions that you may run into some enemies and be in the force fight. The Mana Cave also houses one of the bosses in the game, and after you finish all of the quests, you are tasked with slaying the first boss in the game. Once you slay the first boss in the game, go back to the Guildmaster and collect your reward. Part 2 of this walkthrough video will come out very soon, in which we will talk about how to defeat the second boss in the game and how to get access to the Undead Dungeon in the game. This is a beta release of the game and will not represent the final version of the game.